So, so we don't need to do a lot more of conversation about breath work and why it's good and all that, because you've done such an amazing job really providing so much information. Thank you for that. And people have let me know that they just have learned so much and
Mm.
really enjoyed it. When I look at the links, there's been a lot of views of all of the classes. So thank you so much for your generosity of your knowledge and your heart and your time to give this to us so freely. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I said that, not
Aw,
forget.
thank you. It's been my pleasure. I love talking about it. It's not normal conversation in your everyday life. So I'm always happy to get to talk about it. What you guys have been exposed to breath work. What has been some of the things that you think that have been helpful that you have learned? Just it would be helpful for me to know like what you found different than what you already knew.
That is a great question. Jen, do you have an answer that comes to mind?
Um, not offhand. I mean, it just seems like, some of the technique you talked about was a lot, a little more, well, a lot more expanded from what I've been exposed to. And just hearing your stories, it's just been wonderful.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I second that. For me, I have been exposed to breath work. I've, read a lot, tried to learn a lot, but you really, brought it to life, I think, by us doing it, and that really, we can create our own nitric oxide. We can boost that is amazing. We can boost weight loss just by breathing. I mean, I did know that, but those were the highlights of like, I bet you that is not things that certainly people that aren't in the field of wellness or things like that probably never really thought of. So that's such valuable information.
Mhm.
For me, I think the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I just have had so much sickness and illness. And it is really just a way that, it takes you from being a victim to being in control of your life. And, it's taken me above trying to be healthy and tapping in to being whole. Instead of seeking my healing or seeking health, I tap into wholeness, which is so minor, but it has been such a big major thing for me to be able to transition myself from being a victim to being somebody who is powerful.
Yeah, that's huge. That's not as that's life right there.
Mhm.
That is life, how life is going to go right there in that sentence, right? Am I going to be a victim or am I going to be powerful? And I think I also have had a lot of health issues, and Jen's had her challenges too, and probably plenty of the other people who watch this. But it took a long time for me to learn and not just learn it here, but really understand it here, that not having full health and vitality really is a lack of wholeness. So when any way that we can tap back into being whole and centered just helps to restore health. So it's huge.
It's really kind of exciting for me. It's changed my paradigm of my life. It's taken me out of victimhood to where, it's exciting. I mean, I have my down moments like everybody else, but for the most part, I have been doing this breath work and changed my brain to look out and scale the landscape and see my surroundings for opportunities and not tragedy, because I grew up with a lot of tragedy. And so I kind of always had to kind of have that mentality to where then you see the bad. If that's what you're tuned into, if you're looking to buy a white car and you drive down the road, you're always going to see a white car. Well, I've been able to change my chemistry and my thought processes to where I see opportunity and blessings and hope and health and healing and wholeness and happiness, not in every moment, but when I fall in, or I say when I dive into the ditch, I call it when I dive headfirst into the ditch, I can at least pick myself up. I can have a bootstraps moment and, self-soothe and breathe. And it's just been really, I just love it. And I love being able to teach people how to use it.
Yeah. That's clear. Your passion about it is very evident. Your energy about it is contagious. So that's why, one of the reasons why I asked you, because I could see that about you. And what was I going to say? I think we're not supposed to not have dive in the ditch moments. We're human beings. So those things, that's what, this life experience is. Hard things happen, challenges happen. I don't think, at least this is my perspective, that we're not supposed to have that, or we're supposed to live. If we live so in Lulu, woo woo, or la la land, I put that together and called it Lulu land. Then we're not really grounded in being a human being. We're kind of like, living somewhere else, but we're human beings on this plane. And so life is going to have its ditches, but are we going to stay in them or pull ourselves out? So you've been a great example of that. Thank you.
As are you, for sure. Your story is amazing. So I thought we'd do today is I'll just kind of go through, I won't be able to do it exactly as I do it, but what I would recommend in about 10 or 15 minutes,
Okay.
the first thing in the morning. And so what we'll do first is I'll just put on this beautiful piece of music and we'll just do the heart brain coherence breath, drop down into our heart. And then we'll do a little bit of lymph drain and stretch. And then we'll do the 4-8 pause for 2 or 3. And then we'll go into the, what I call the, fire in the belly breath. And then we'll go back into heart brain coherence. And, when I'm doing these, I'm switching music in the morning. I have, I'm in the dark and I put my headphones on and I have my face mask on or my eye patch or whatever you call it on. And I am just, switching music as I go along. So I don't, I just kind of do me when I'm doing it, however that turns out. Unless there's something you guys would want me specifically to cover, I'll just do that.
I think that's perfect.
Okay, cool.
It really leaves a nice example of, you can do this and then you can do, so people can go, okay, I can take that. And then as they want to, they can expand on one or the other or learn some different ones and add in. So it's perfect.
Okay. All right. Well, let me change the view. We'll just get started. I'm going to and I forgot to send you the playlist that I have on Spotify. And if you'll remind me, I'll send that to you.
Okay. I just thought of it when you were talking about the music. I was like, oh, we wanted your playlist.
I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. All right. Can you hear that? Can you hear it? Okay. All right. This is about just a couple minutes long, and that's how I start. So let's put both of our feet on the floor and let's roll our shoulders down and back. And let's just kind of relax your pelvic floor and relax your gut. Relax your heart and your shoulders. Relax your eyelids and your brow. And let's just put our hands on our heart. We're going to do just a little bit of a heart-brain coherence breath, which is in the nose and out of the nose. So here we go. In the nose and out the nose. In the nose and out the nose. Just find your rhythm and just think about softening your heart mind that we're going to surrender to the beat of our heart, and we're going to open up our heart. We're going to relax. It's a safe place. We're just joining our breath together and creating a coherent field of love. Relax your knees and your ankles. Bottom of your feet. Relax your tongue. Just let the waters of your mind still. Listen at your breath. Good. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go to the 4 in, 8, 4 in the nose, 8 out of the mouth, and then we're going to pause for 2 or 3. And this is the one that's kind of like off gassing, and it's literally what I do next. I'm sitting on the floor with that first one with my Oklahoma Ghetto red light, and I'm just doing the heart brain coherence, and then I get and I sit up and I do this one. And my intention when I'm doing this one is to just offlet any stress or anxiety, and just we're going to mechanically cause the body to relax. We're just going to override the body's system, and we're going to give it an opportunity to relax. So before we do that, we're going to get a little lymphatic drainage going. So put your fingers on your little lymph nodes right below the ears, and I want you to just rub in one motion, going one direction. And then we're going to go the other direction. Good. Just getting that drainage out of our head. We have tons of lymph nodes in our head. Now just take your hands and bring it down, and then right on the top of your collarbone, kind of lift and allow that lymph to drain down. Good. Now take your hands on either side of your ears. You can do nanu nanu. I do 3 in 1. And we're just going to rub. We're going to warm up that lymphatic circulation. And just smile. Just put a big smile on your face. We're telling our brain that we are happy. This is fun. All right, now open your hands and then just put them back behind your ears and look up. Take a big breath in and out of your mouth. And then take them out to the side, and you're just going to push your sternum up to the ceiling. Just mechanically opening up our heart. Grab a hold of your wrist, and then I want you to push your rib cage up towards the ceiling and look up. Good. Grab the other wrist and just take your rib cage and push it up to the ceiling and look up. All right, let's just drain just a little bit more. Just rub down the side of your neck. Sometimes you'll feel big globs of goo go down your throat. All right, so we're going to start, and I like to just put my hands on my knees and then then plant my feet kind of firmly on the ground and kind of lift up the sternum, lift up through the crown of the head. So we are lengthening our airway or our prana tube. So we're going to go in the nose for 4, out very slowly for 8, like you have ashes under your nose and you're not going to disturb them. So you're just going to gently go in, exhale out the mouth, and we're going to pause for 2 or 3. And that's going to signal that nitric oxide. And you might even feel like, oh, I need to breathe. That's great. You're doing a good job. So we'll do a few rounds of that. Here we go. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And pause for 3 with all the air out. 1, 2, 3, and in for 4. In the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale out the mouth. Very slowly for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold it with all the air out for 3, 1, 2, 3, in the nose for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out the mouth really slowly and gently. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold it with all the air out. 1, 2, 3, and inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Hold it right there for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale through the nose. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Hold it for 3, 1, 2, and 3. Inhale. And exhale. Hold it for 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, last one, through the nose. Exhale. And hold it for 1, 2, and 3. All right, good job. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the tumo, or the fire in the belly. And so I just want you to think about your pelvic floor. And we're going to, when we breathe in, we're going to contract the pelvic floor. Then we're going to push down on our colon. Then we're going to suck in our belly button into our spine, and then we're going to imagine that we have that ball of fire right below the belly button, and we're just going to push down and pull up and allow that fire to increase. And then when we release, just release the flow of your breath, and then just listen to see where that air goes, and if you can hear your heartbeat, and maybe you'll have crackling in your ears, maybe you'll have a twitch in your eye, maybe you'll feel tingling in your fingers. All of that is really good. That's what we're going for. We're going to force that energy that gets stuck below our belly button. We're going to try to get it up through our heart, up through our head, out the top, and back down. All right, so put your hands on your knees, and I like to come forward when we inhale, and then I push down, I push down, I push down, and then when I release, I just lift up my head and my chin just a little bit, because if we want to create movement, we have to move. So let's do several rounds of this. Here we go. Inhale, pull up, push down, belly button in, shoulders down, chin in, and squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze. Really tight. You're building up that ball of fire below the belly button, and release. forehead. Here we go. Again, inhale. Pull up, push down, belly button in, shoulders down, chin in, and even squint and just really squeeze your butt cheeks. Pull in your pelvic floor and your belly button. Squeeze. We're generating that healing fire in our belly. And release. You might feel it go up into your shoulder blades, up the back of your neck. You might feel tingling in your fingers. Just relax your temples, the backs of your eyeballs. Let that energy go up. All right, here we go. Inhale. Push your hands into your knees. Pull your stomach in, belly button into the spine. Push the shoulders down, chin in, and really squeeze your buttocks in as tight as you can. Belly button, really pull it in. We're building that fire in our belly, so squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and let go. Can you feel it going up your throat? Maybe on the left side or the right side, into your ears, to your forehead, out the top of your head. Tune into your heart. All right, here we go. Inhale. Hands on your knees. Pull up your pelvic floor. Suck in your belly as hard as you can. Belly button to the spine. Shoulders down, chin down. Now let's really squeeze. We're building that fire in our belly. It's a healing fire. Really pull it in, really push it down, and release. Sit up, chin up. See if you can sense where it's going. Two more, so let's give it all we got. Here we go. Inhale. Pelvic floor up, belly button in, and push down. Push your shoulders down, bring your chin in, and squeeze, building that fire. Really push down, push down, push down, push down, and one last squeeze, and release. Last one, we're going to give it all we have. Here we go. Inhale. Push those shoulders down. Pull the belly button in. Pull up on the pelvic floor and give it everything you have. Just squeeze that ball of fire. Contract. Pull in your butt cheeks. Just squeeze and squeeze. Push down. Hold it. Building that fire. Give it all you got. And release. That energy go through the heart, up the throat, up the sinuses, up the back of the eyes, past the forehead, and out the top of your head. Relax your shoulders. Okay, now we're going to go back to the heart-brain coherence and just send a message to our body that it's time to rest and repair and regenerate and relax and chillax and to heal. So let me turn on this music. So if you feel like you want to, you can just put your hands on your heart center. We're going to breathe in our nose and out our mouth for just a little bit. Bring our heart rate back down in the nose and out the mouth. And out the mouth. In the nose and out the mouth. I just want you to relax your shoulders. Lift up your head just a little bit. Soften your eyes. Think about relaxing your ears and your throat, your heart. Relax your belly. Relax your pelvic floor. Relax your knees and the bottom of your feet. And we're just going to drop down into our beautiful hearts. And we're going to breathe in and out of our nose for a count of 4. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now let's just think about tuning into love, gratitude, and peace. As we slow our heart rate down, we send that message of safety and healing to the body. Just a few more right here. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue. Relax your ears. Relax the ball of your feet, your toes. Let's just send each other some love. Let's throw a love bomb on each other. Grateful for our time together. Okay, well, that was it for today.
Yay. So wonderful. Thank you. I'm ready to go to sleep.
I know. Anybody have any questions about that before we, yeah.
I do have a question. Is there something that happens differently when you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose versus in through your nose, out through your mouth?
Mm-hmm. So when you do the in and out of the nose, that really is signaling nitric oxide. And, it's creating a little bit of a need to get rid of the carbon dioxide. So when you exhale out your mouth, you're getting rid of more carbon dioxide. So when we do the in through the nose and out through the mouth, have you ever seen somebody who's really stressed out and they'll just go, they kind of off gas. So when you do that kind of breath, you're really just getting rid of tension and anxiety and stress. And so, yeah, one is more offletting and one is more, soothing. And then when we do the Tumo breath or the fire in the belly, that's revving your energy up. That is getting, your engine going. And I like to do a little bit longer some kind of a piece of music off this playlist when I'm done, and I just release my control of my breath and just allow my body to kind of come down and see what it feels like to not be carrying anxiety and full of thoughts. Linda, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, in regards to the mouth breathing, nose breathing, I can't even remember if the first week I know we talked about the book, or maybe that was in the first workshop in December, that book, Breath or Breathe by James Nestor.
Mm-hmm.
You might really love that, Jen, but there's so much information in there, and they talk about mouth breathing, and that mouth breathing is actually really not great for us. And in fact, a lot of doctors in the functional health space talk about training yourself to not mouth breathe. And I did this after I read the book. I put a little piece of tape on my mouth when I went to bed, because it forces you to breathe through your nose, so that the snoring and all of that, like when people fall asleep and their mouth is open, it's actually very taxing on the heart. It creates a lot of changes here. The way that we're made, like the nose and the sinuses and the throat, is there's a purpose for everything. So really training yourself to not breathe through your mouth is so helpful. You may want to check that book out, or even just try it. And I don't know if it sounded weird to you. First, I was like, tape my mouth shut, but it wasn't a big deal. I didn't notice it. Did you ever do that, Mitzi? Did you?
Oh yeah, I did it for a long time. Yeah, before I read his book, would tape my mouth. And I'm in the dental industry. I'm a consultant in the dental industry, and people who are mouth breathers really make your teeth crooked, and it changes the alignment of your jaw. And, back when I was a kid, they said, don't be a mouth breather, like that that would kind of intimate that somebody wasn't that smart. But yeah, it's really helpful. But when you're doing breathing exercises, it's helpful to learn these different ones, because each one does a little bit different thing. And if you don't want to invest in his book, there's some really good videos where people interviewed James Nestor, and I can actually send Linda the link when she sends out the recording that are really helpful. It's really good.
Yeah. So yeah, when you're doing breath work, there's a purpose for all of it, but I wanted to point out how much they really are very different, because actually in regular breathing, it's great to not. So there is a huge difference, and different things are happening.
So how many different types of breathing is there?
Oh my gosh. There are probably hundreds. Like if you study the Vedic tradition, if you study, science, if you study, there are hundreds of breaths.
Wim Hof, have you ever heard of the Wim Hof method? Wim, W-I-M, Hof is H-O-F.
Well, you've mentioned it, but I'm not sure where you do the 2 breaths out.
Well,
I'll send his like basic one. I do that still sometimes, like if I just need a little energy. But what he does is he does the DMT breath, where you breathe in and out, and then you do breath holds, which makes the body need, have too much carbon dioxide, which then, it causes you to need to breathe oxygen in, which is such a great signaling molecule for health and wholeness and nitric oxide. And it actually sends a signal to the liver for the liver to metabolize fat. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Breath is amazing.
Yeah, if it resonates with you, you could find him on YouTube. I guess Nutzi's going to send us the link that she likes. And I thought he has like what's called the beginner Wim Hof method, which is a great place to start. I think it's like 30 seconds a cycle or whatever, because it can get intense, but he's intense in his knowledge and his conviction. And he really talks about how you heal your immune system with certain kinds of breath and, all of that. So that's another one, but there are hundreds.
I think I'll get his book.
Okay.
James Nestor's book is really good.
Yeah, James Nestor, Nestor. It's yellow. You have it right on you. Mine's in the other room, but
I took the jacket off. It's the James Nestor breath book.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So once again, I started with acknowledging you, Nutzi, I was going to call you Nestor because we're talking about James Nestor, sorry. I started acknowledging you, and I'm going to end with acknowledging you because you're just not only so knowledgeable, but so enjoyable. So thank you for sharing yourself with us.
Thank
And,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Thank you, thank you, Mitzi. I really enjoyed the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Learned a lot.
Good, good.
Awesome. All right, so the recording will go out probably tomorrow, and we'll have the extra, what did we talk about? The playlist, and now Wim Hof's, a link to Wim Hof's method of breathing. You could pop that in.
I'll do the Spotify classical music, and then I'll do Wim Hof, and then I will also send a really good interview with James Nestor. It's a good place to start.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've
Thank you.
enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Go
bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Love.